Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Josh. I'm the salesman here at Mifflintown Rental. Today guys, I'm going to show you an overview of this Bobcat E60 excavator. Let's get started. There's a lot of cool features on this machine. The E60 comes standard with a long arm. It has a dig depth of 13 foot 1 inch. It has a maximum reach of 14 foot 3 inches, so if you're trying to load into a dump truck, you can easily do so. The machine comes depth check ready is what we call it. So it's pre-drilled, it has the screws, and it has the holes pre-drilled for depth check. And what depth check is it has the ability to monitor your dig depth. So what I can do is if I have depth check installed on this machine, I can go ahead and I can find my benchmark with a laser, and then I can set my bucket down on that benchmark and hit bench in my computer on the machine, and it will remember that benchmark. And then I can set a target depth of 24 inches, let's say, and as I approach 24 inches below benchmark, my machine will start beeping at me just like it will with a laser. It's a slow beep as I'm approaching, solid when I'm dead on, and a fast beep when I'm below grade or below target. So that's what depth check is. And also with depth check, we can do, it's laser ready. So you can mount a laser receiver here on the side, and then the machine will do the work for you. It will incorporate laser with depth check, and it will make your trench perfectly level. How's that sound? That sounds like a good plan. We have auxiliary attachments here. We have a diverter valve. This diverter valve will give you the option to turn off your clamp if you're running auxiliary attachments. Just turn these valves 90 degrees and you're good to run auxiliary attachments like a breaker or a post pounder, etc. Another nice thing about is the way the boom's designed. You have all your hydraulic lines up, mounted away from the side of the boom so you don't damage your lines. Also, if you look here, we have a light tucked in. It's not sticking out the side. It's not going to get damaged. This machine comes with standard LED lights. It has 4, one here, one down here on the base, and 2 up on top of the cab. It has a dozer blade on this. Also, we can order this machine with angle blade. If you're trying to tie down your machine, you can know how frustrating it can be. What's nice about this Bobcat excavators, as well as the other R2 series excavators, is we have 6 tie downs. So you don't have to worry about finding spots to tie down your machine. You have 3 on either side, and then also you'll find one tucked in underneath the machine in the back. Alright, let's move around to the back of the machine here. Here on the side, easy access is the 19-gallon fuel tank to keep it going all day long. Next, we'll go to the engine compartment. Inside, you'll find the 4-cylinder Bobcat 2.4 liter turbocharged engine. The great thing about this engine is there's no DPF filter and there's no DEF fluid. So this machine will never regenerate. It's a very clean burning engine, very fuel efficient. Here you have your easy access points for daily maintenance. Pop these off here, and you can get to your fuel filter right here. Point out here is the ease of access. You'll find that this is nice and wide. It's easy to get in here. You can easily get to your oil filter. It's right here. You can get to your dipstick, check your engine oil each morning before you get started. It's right here. Your starter's right down here. Your filler port for the oil is right here, and your antifreeze level is easy to check and add if you need to check it. Coming around to this side of the machine, there's a latch right here that we can use to open up the side hood. Inside here, we'll find your hydraulic oil level. It's easy to read even with this hood closed. Filler cap for the hydraulic oil, fuses, windshield washer fluid, Your battery's down here. It's easy to get to. And here's your hydraulic filter, fuel filters. It even has a grease holder here, and you can also lay some grease tubes in here so you can carry everything with you. Inside the hood here, you'll see a maintenance schedule, so you don't have to pour through your maintenance manual to figure out when your next maintenance or service is due. You can just take a look right there. This door, you can fully open 180, lock in position if you want to leave it open in the summertime. You'll find with every Bobcat machine is how comfortable the cab is. They're quiet, they're comfortable, and they're productive all day long. This front window opens up easily. Puts it up out of the way if you want to keep it open during the day. Side glass opens up. Front or back. Alright, so let's get started. So one nice thing I want to point out is how easy it is to change between modes, standard or ISO modes. If you find that the controls aren't operating the way you're used to, all you got to do is reach down here and turn this valve 90 degrees. It's very simple. ISO or standard mode. This machine comes standard with a 5-inch display. However, we ordered this one with a 7-inch touchscreen, so I can just touch it like I would my pickup truck. So I'm going to enter the code here. All right, now the system is unlocked. This is a keyless start system. I can enter a code. I can have multiple operators, and I can assign different codes for each operator. And along with that, I can monitor each different operator by the code. I can see how much fuel they burn in a day's time, how much idle time they have. I can just see how productive they are. It's a really nice feature. Also, along with that, you can set job codes or job clocks so that you can monitor how long time it takes to do a job. All right. So right now I've got the machine set to standard controls here. This lifts the boom, this brings it in. On my right joystick here, I have a paddle switch. This paddle switch opens and closes the thumb. Now one nice thing I'd like to point out to you guys is I can control the speed of this thumb. I can go into settings and I can tap on my auxiliary settings and I can change this down to, let's say, 20%. Now, when I hit my paddle switch here, it's going to move very slowly. So depending on what you're doing, you don't want that fast speed of 100%. So I can control that by just going into my settings here. And the computer here lets me set up to 6 different settings. So if I'm running a breaker, I can have one speed. I can come in here and hit A. If I'm running a clamp, I can come in here and hit C and have the preset percentages for that auxiliary speeds. On my left joystick here, I have another paddle switch. This paddle switch operates the boom swing. And there's another feature I'm going to show you here in a bit on what's really nice about this boom swing and how easy it is to get up close to the wall, unlike other manufacturers. All right, here on my right, underneath the touch display, I have the auxiliary button, I have a phone and radio button. I have a home button. I have a go back button or volume adjust button, and I have my light switch. So I can use this jog shuttle here to control my volume, or I can use it to run through my settings on my screen if I'd rather use the jog shuttle instead of using touch display. Alright, and over here on my right I've got my heater controls and my HVAC controls. I've got my HVAC switch here, I've got my fan speed here. And on the screen here, it's easy to read. I've got my fuel gauge here, as well as here. I've got my engine oil temperature. I've got my battery gauges. I've got my hydraulic temperature, and I've got my water temperature. This machine, like I mentioned earlier, is set up for depth check ready. What we can do is when we have depth check ready, set up and calibrated, we can come in here to attachments and we can scroll down until we find depth check. And then once we have depth check open up here, it will allow me to start using it. So this little button here on my right joystick is my rebench button. So every time I run my controls and I move backwards, you know, to keep digging, I have to go down and rebench. Instead of reaching down here and pushing a button or pushing a button on the screen here, all I have to do is hit this button and it'll rebench. Very, very convenient. You can keep your hands on the controls. And on the screen here, there's quite a few different settings. You can set a percentage, like if you're trying to, you know, maintain a grade, you can do, and it's on a hillside, you can still maintain that 3 feet all the way down through. You don't have to try to, you can also set it where you're maintaining a grade and not necessarily a flat level surface. This 7-inch touch display can be paired to my phone. I can click on phone here, I can pair it to my phone, I can play music, I can make calls, I can just leave my phone in my pocket and then use this. It can store all my contacts and everything. Also another nice thing is the service schedule. It shows me when my next service is due. It gives me my service schedule. It shows me what I need to do at the next service schedule or the one after that. It's very easy to utilize and see what needs to be done to keep this machine up and running. It also has a lot of integrated attachments in the display here. We can add a power till, we can add a ripper, a 3-tine grapple, clamp, and a whole host of other things here. What's really cool is if I click on one of these, it will show me which switch operates this hydro till. So I know here it shows this right red rocker switch operates my hydro till. This button here is 2-speed, and what's really nice about 2-speed is if you're going in a straight line, it will run in 2-speed, and then as you turn, as you make a hard turn, it takes more power to make that turn. This will automatically shift down into 1st speed as you're making that turn, and as you come out of the turn, it shifts back up to 2-speed. So you're not fighting that turn as you're in 2-speed. It has a 1.8 miles per hour travel speed in low range, and it has a 2.8 miles per hour in high range. This is my dozer blade controls, up or down. And then also, if I shove this all the way down, it locks into float position. So if I'm back dragging a trench or something like that, I can drop it into float position and the blade will float. On my right here also I have just a simple dial for the throttle, so I can control my RPM settings with this throttle. My switch, ignition switch, if I'm running backwards and I get tired of hearing the alarm, I can turn off the alarm if I'm traveling a long distance and trying to keep quiet. Here I have a USB port if you want to plug in a thumb drive with music on it. Here I have a 12-volt plug to charge my phone. As you can see here, I've got my phone here on the side. In the back here, I've got a quick operator's handbook if I have a question about operation of the machine. This seat I'm sitting on is a nice, comfortable cloth seat. It has an adjustment here in the middle, up for higher suspension, down for lower suspension. On my left here, I have a switch here. I have one position that does my windshield washer for the front windshield, and then I also just have my windshield wiper. This switch right here is a hydraulic exchange unlock button and lock button. So I can click this button, and I'm going to show you how it works. Very simple to use, quick and easy. I can stay here in my seat. I can change non-hydraulic attachments all day long. So guys, as I mentioned earlier, I wanted to show you how easy it is to dig parallel with a wall. If you're tied up against a wall and you're digging your trench tied up against the wall, let me show you. This part right here stays within the track. So you can have your track all the way tied up against the wall. There's nothing sticking out here. My boom is all parallel with the track. Most manufacturers have the boom cylinder swing cylinder sticking out the side here. So you can't get up close to the wall, it's sticking out the side. Our boom cylinder is tucked into the side, it's inside. It's not going to bump your wall, it's not going to break something. And again, as you can see, everything is in line with the tracks. There's nothing sticking out. So thanks guys for watching. It's been a great day here at Mifflintown Rental. We are one tough animal. See you next time.